Whoa, 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 ba 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 pow, 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 ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Hey guys. I'm playing Slay the Princess. I'll be having one English to go, please. I'm eating a cookie dough blizzard. We'll wait for some people to get here. You read this, guys? You got that? You're reading all that? You guys better have read all of it. It was important. This game reminds me of hit game Disco Elysium. We haven't even started yet. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. Interesting. Sorry, I had to close my window. This is a love story. Interesting. Okay, guys, welcome to Slay the Princess. Are we missing some viewers right now? What's going on? I feel like there should be more people here right now. One sec. Ugh. I'm mostly gonna take a check VC. What's going on in VC? Hang on. Hang on. I want to get this road on the show pretty soon though. The VOD watchers have time that they don't want to waste. So hang on. I'll put a timestamp when the game starts, probably. Whoa. Hello? Spooky? Ooh. Freaking spooky. Dude, this game's gonna be fucking cool. Hello? Did stream not get notified? No, stream notify happened. Okay. Alright. Worst time to stream? Fuck you mean? This is the usual. Alright. Well, people are here. Is the game too loud? I want to double check all this before we start. Oh, happy birthday, Memento. Anyway. God, this blizzard is good. Fuck. Alright, let's start. Let's just get right into it. Chapter 1. Is this game voiced?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I would fuck the princess. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, Explorer, the end of the world. What are you talking about? Explorer, have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Explorer, killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution! Silently go to the cabin or turn around and leave. I think this game is gonna be really good. Let's turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
That's what I said.
Do you even know where you're going?
Okay, find your persistent. No. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. The thing that matters is where I'm not going. Cabin, where I'm not going to the cabin. Actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn. Nope!
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Okay, Raz.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to
Oh, you
the cabin.
fucking sneak.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
I do not want to meet this princess. I turn around and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably
Thank you for the $2,
selfish, if
Rez.
you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Uh-huh. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
I don't wanna! Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Okay.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Oh yeah, also real quick, my friend Asher told me that every single, a bit of the art in this game was hand-drawn and scanned, which is fucking cool as hell.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path.
Holy
and a
shit.
cabin. And not wait.
Whoops, my bad.
What's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
I like this game a lot, and this is gonna be so good to stream because this game has a fuck ton of endings, which means whenever someone joins, they can see the start of the game and understand the premise immediately again, which is really cool. I think that's really neat. Anyway, this is already really fucking interesting.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Is this gonna be one of those routes where it does the whole thing? Oh my god. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna get all meta about the game being a game and there being nothing outside of the setting of the game, which is the hill with the cabin with the princess. And then there's gonna be some shit with the main character going, wait, do I have any memories before this moment? What was my life like outside of this? And it's gonna be like, he has none. I'm calling it now. It's gonna be that type of shit where the only thing that's ever existed is the cabin, the hill, and the princess. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be that type of shit. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, this has happened already. Okay, now. You aren't kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. But I died. The whole world ended. What am I doing here? Those walls weren't here last time. Oh, yeah, there's walls. I fucking didn't pay attention. I'm an idiot. Heading to the cabin where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin. No. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. This is the Truman Show and we're getting out.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
What?
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day.
What?
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
Okay, it really doesn't help that the narrator and hero have very similar voices.
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Lie. We're lying. We're gonna go to the cabin, but lie about killing the princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right?
Oh.
Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further.
A warning?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Interesting.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
I might have been really bad at paying attention. Who is the contrarian? But that's also funny as fuck.
Let's keep an open mind.
So far, we've met no new characters, and there are 3 voices. I like this game a lot, though.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
What a fascinating piece of architecture. Presses the spacebar.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with.
I like this a lot.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. Not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart.
I like how everything can shift.
You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Wait. Okay, yeah. There we go. Wait. There. Wait. Fucking... There we go. Sorry. Turn back on! Turn back on! There we go.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Bro. There. Perfect.
Okay.
Turn back on!
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Approach the mirror, take the blade. The mirror seems like a weird... There's a weird amount of focus on the mirror. I'm going to approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
He can't see it.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
We
I
have
hope you
beautiful
know
hands.
how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Very interesting. Do we enter the basement without the blade? This is up to you guys. I don't know what we should do here. We've already set up a weird precedent, because this is a fucking time loop now with an uncanny cabin. So some weird shit's already happening. Take it? We take it. It's just
You
another
take the
option,
blade from the
surely.
table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife. You really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
That was my neck. Ow.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Keep your grip as it is, or hold the blade the other way? We gotta be cool, guys. The fuck?
You switch
Thumb
your
up.
grip on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better.
Aww.
It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw the blade out the window or enter the basement. Guys, what do we do, huh? I kind of want to throw it. We could just be complete and utter like bullshit this time. This is our first run and we're gonna
Ah, yes! Do it!
I love contrarian.
Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that.
True.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
It's too freaking easy.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all
You're right,
built
Straw.
from unidentifiable materials.
This is just like milk outside a bag of milk.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
That's quite a way to describe a space. What the fuck?
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
I love contrarian. Take the soft stairs to the right. Take the center staircase. Or take the harsh stairs to the left. What are we doing, guys? Soft, hard, or center? I'm feeling pretty soft. Then again. We go hard! We go hard in this house! We go hard!
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Huh?
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Okay. Yeah.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
I have it clipped. That will be in the best moments, guys. Don't worry.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems... normal.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're here? You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent here to slay you. Which one, gang? I think we say we should mention, I'm gonna mention the getting pulled apart.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay?
Yes, please.
You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen.
Ooh.
If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Okay. Oh my god, should I say the same thing again? I'm gonna say the same thing again.
Maybe it's because
Wait,
I'm
wrong one. My
dangerous.
bad. I didn't do the same one. I'm an idiot. No, there wasn't the same one. I am just stupid, and I saw the fucking same one that I read last time, but also didn't pick. Oh, weird. It's like a separate piece. You see that? Look at that. Neat. Anyway.
But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
What the hell?
Oh, don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
You can do whatever you want, man.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
We're obviously gonna ask more questions immediately, right, chat? If I let you out of here, what are you gonna do?
I don't think what I'd do really matters, does it? I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. Besides, you already know what I'm going to do. If you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction, it's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under?
This game is so cool, dude. I'm actually so glad I bought this.
Not exactly how I put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Okay,
Oh,
this
fuck,
was
my
fun
bad.
for a bit, but
I'm so good.
we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
I want to make more of them. I want to make more. What's your name?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. Princess. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it? No, I don't need a name.
My name is whatever hushed whispers follow in the wake of my devastation.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
There's more of you now.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. It must be fear creeping into your heart.
You know you can't stop me.
You need help? Not that there's much I can do, all chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I, which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We could always start by retrieving the blade. The one he made us throw out the window. I wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us. Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions. This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different?
The fucking evil one, obviously.
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
I only have one option left. I'm trying to get you out of here, try and free her. Wait. These are all the same one when I highlight them. I'm trying to get you out of here, try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you, and I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement. Regretfully think about the time you threw the blade out the window. I can only pick all of those.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception
We're splitting too.
in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
We just got the Omni ending.
But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
What the fuck?
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
The narrator's gone and now it's just the contrarian and the hero? What the fuck?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
Huh.
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
No. It's going to be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No, you just destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you or say nothing. I think we... Wait, what? Do we say no? Should we say no? I really feel like saying no. Like, what am I meant to do? But you didn't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone, replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror, or approach the mirror. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No, don't do that.
I don't know where she went. The narrator's gone. I'm gonna approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel? Is this the end of the world? Let her out of here. Or let her out of there? Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? Do we know each other? What happens now? Attack her or destroy my body. Let's start with, what are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Is this every princess that has ever been killed? That's my guess right now. I don't really fucking know. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Good point. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Is this the entire game? Are we speaking to the game right now? But were you always the princess, or were you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes, that is the point of the question. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find? And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do? Okay, make me forget. Make me forget!
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright guys, we're gonna do it pretty standard this time now.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard. Okay. Well, we're gonna see this anyway. Let's be a good boy. Go straight to the cabin, silently.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Mirror, what does that mean? Anyway.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi! Guys, I'm gonna be me right now. This is what I would say. Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Fuck, she sounds so
I
hot.
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful.
Right?
Is she really a threat to the world?
She looks like it.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yep. No. What? No way! Why would you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it.
You know what? Yeah, manipulation tactic. Show my blade, and then I drop it to give her a false sense of security.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
Yes.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're gonna end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty.
The same as the fractal.
Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
She's so full of shit.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
What are you going to do if you get out of here? I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. No. I was hoping you would tell me that, actually.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
My mom is coughing so fucking loud.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things
She's
that I'm
saying
sure
that
you
again.
think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
But monarchy is so hot. Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to keep you locked down here at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Sure does.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Let's get you out of here. Made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement. Let's get you out of here. Not because I think you're a victim, or because I don't want to kill you, but because I really like the way it feels when you look at me like that.
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Should have known it wouldn't be this easy. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas? Going to check upstairs, maybe the key's still lying around somewhere. Maybe I can find something to break you free. Do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
Holy shit.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Oh my god! She's a dreadhead! Oh, nosebleed, nosebleed, mommy voice. Sorry.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Oh.
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey! Let me out of here!
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh, you cock. Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
She's gonna have our knife when we come back, and she's gonna kill us.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yeah, I think I will. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Oh my god, I think I'm in love. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Huh?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Huh? Oh, fair enough.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Good going, Wei Clune. Hey, she's alive!
Everything goes dark.
Last time everything was dead, alright?
I hope it was worth it.
This was a better outcome. Plus, it was totally worth it. It was totally worth it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is you're here.
Boop. Alright, let's let's say, okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
New
I
character.
wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Oh, that's interesting as fuck. Based on our choice in the beginning, we get a new voice in our head for the whole run.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? And why should I bother doing anything? Yeah.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us.
Wait! The run's not over! Hello?
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
This is still run number 2!
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
What happened in the first run? We didn't do our job and then all of reality collapsed in on itself.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
He has a true, you know.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything?
I understand! I understand now! The reason why you have to kill her and why you not killing her would bring about the end of the world is because it leads to the game ending at an ending where she isn't dead. And I'm assuming all endings where she isn't dead end with everybody else dead. It's not that she directly causes it, it's that her being alive causes it. You feel me? I think that's the deal.
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, you're talking in circles.
I always hear fake ends of sentences. I need to be a lot more, patient with skipping.
No, I'm talking in facts.
I just like to avoid gaps. Let's talk about this princess, proceed to the cabin. Let's talk about the princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she even was able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How was she supposed to end the world? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place? Let's do that one. I want to know who the fuck locked her here.
People locked her in that basement.
Oh.
I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
He's just as untrustworthy as she is. Only reason she was able to kill us is because I let her. All she did was slit my throat.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
Oh?
You put your hands in your pockets and
The
pull out an
evidence.
envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason.
This game is so
I'm on
neat.
your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk.
Dude, this game is going to be way more streamable than I thought it would be. Even though I'm not going to be able to talk a whole lot, I'm still having a great time. But, like, there's so many fucking decisions that the chances of me accidentally getting the same ending twice is actually negligible. Assuming this game... Yeah, I'm going to look up how many endings it has right now. Let's find out, guys. Hang on. Maybe this will shatter the illusion of, like, a gaping, huge, cavernous story size, but... How many endings are there to slay the princess? Six main endings with variation. That's an astoundingly low number, but they said with variation, and not to mention the fact that we haven't actually gotten to an ending yet.
I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
People locked her away. Why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me? That's so true, dude. He really is just not saying something.
I told you everything you need to know.
See
Going into
everything
more
you need
detail
to
would just
know.
Overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Freak this guy.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
People locked her away. Why couldn't they slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Okay.
Right, now if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed. Immediately turn around and leave.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
This time, I'm not gonna grab the knife.
The interior of the cabin
Whoa.
is less a cozy woodland retreat.
It's different.
And more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Approach the mirror. We're not gonna approach the mirror. Different from last time. Let's enter the basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon. Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again? Yes, I'm sure. And I've already got a plan for that.
Oh!
Still with those past life delusions, are we?
I trust Mr. Skeptic.
Don't
Wink.
give the world any monstrosity your only weapon. Because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon. Peachy, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm trusting you.
That's an interesting thing to be able to say. Hey, don't I get a say in this? What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Interesting.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on.
Mirror disappeared. I'm guessing looking at the mirror
Door to the
causes
basement
something.
creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps.
Different.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come
Different.
downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you. The
No
heavy
cutting arms
collar
off
around
this
her
time.
neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her here. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where we were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died last time? The other chain on the wall? Who's that for? I'm gonna ask about the chain.
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
You asking me about my intentions?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
She's talking a lot different.
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Too late.
And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Precisely. I like the way this guy thinks.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Oh. Okay. Just like that. Oh, wow. Womp womp.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
It could be worse. We have company.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch?
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
He has a point. Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Damn, should have guessed it was the neck-seeking, knife-repelling magic clamp. Rookie mistake, really. Yeah, you have a point. I should get one of these near my bed. Guess we're all stuck here.
Yep.
No one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
I like her.
That's rude.
Then we
You
wait.
and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
Interesting.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Huh. Have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
That was talk with purpose.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Oh, it's the magic neck-seeking, body-nourishing, knife-repelling clam.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid.
We're going to be
covering the
buried
ground
alive.
and threatening to swallow you both. Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then... And?
I think he's gone.
Oh?
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Neat.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Feels too good to be true.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Cabin time again! Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much of you has changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
I attack you. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens. Yeah, I thought so.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Destroy my body. You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Okay. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. You think the arm lady depends on ending? I think she's growing.
You're on a path.
I think she transcends
in the woods,
ending and is growing as I get different ones.
Is a cabin.
I'm pretty.
And in the basement
That
of
seems pretty
cabin,
clear.
You're here. Unfortunately,
I accidentally
you're the
clicked
only one who can
something.
pull this off.
I don't know what I said. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Yay.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him.
Proceed. Anything different?
The interior of
No.
the blade.
Take the blade.
You take the...
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it fool you.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you?
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
I love her!
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
What? No way! Why would you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten my grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me?
Oh my god.
Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess. Wait. I'm not dropping the blade!
Then I'm not talking to you.
Okay, yeah. I don't even want to talk to you. At all. Squints at you.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
I squint at you even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Oh, whoops, Butterfingers.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
Explain this game to me. We are on a mission
Just
to kill the
make sure you
princess.
don't
You can
forget
make
about the
choices.
blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
No.
You're lying.
How does she know that?
Don't think that just because I'm the one in chains, it means you have a right to interrogate me.
Okay, wait. We've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Holy shit!
Holy shit, that hurts!
Yeah!
Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finish the job!
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
Yeah!
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Nope.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The chapters are really interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I died! What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. He literally told you that a second.
Let's see what extra we'll get this time.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us.
Stubborn.
The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? I already listened to that shit. Proceed!
A warning. Before you go,
Don't care.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
I love this guy. Proceed. What's the room like today?
The cabin is
Fancy.
tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Sorry, hang on. Let's go. I'm reading chat. Everyone spam
The door
fish
to the
or
basement
sea
creaks
creatures
open,
or
revealing a
water.
rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it.
That's
If the
different.
princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
She's gonna act different this time too.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
I understand. It's like each run, the place itself adapts to how I approached it last time. The last time I attempted to free her and it gave her more bindings. This time, I tried to fight her and it's made her stronger.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
That's definitely what's going on here.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
He gets it!
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend,
Whoa! Whoa!
the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
She remembers.
And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I hope that you heard all of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened. You look different. So you do remember me!
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
Maybe.
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around.
I want to talk a little more.
Alright, fine. I believe you. What? What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me! I don't remember. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay! As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Y'all really that down bad? Omoi, look at the rest of the... Look at what's on your screen. Dude, are you not down bad? Oh, man. Just because it bothers you, I'm gonna take this even less seriously. You don't know the depths of my apathy. Don't worry, I'm gonna do a good job.
Great. Now focus up and
Oh, I
do it.
thought it was talking to her. Guys, I will find the dating sim route. Don't worry. You look different.
You look exactly the same.
Is that a new dress and hair? I'm actually here to free you.
Free her? You aren't. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the stakes of the situation.
Who says I want to be free?
My bad. If you don't want to be free, then what do you want?
I want the two of us to fight to the death. I want to feel your knife split my flesh, and I want to hear your bones snap beneath my fists.
Holy shit.
Is that really too much to ask?
No.
Yeah, especially that last part. Don't be such a coward. I'm just being cautious. If it comes to violence, we can find a way to deal with her that doesn't involve throwing our life away. I'd rather not die again, and I find it deeply disturbing that you seem to relish the thought of it. Because it doesn't matter if we die again. It'll just be another opportunity to have the fight of our life. We don't know that for sure, and I'd rather not bet on it.
I don't know what happened to you since last time we met, but I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye! That'd be so funny. Attack!
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Sorry, hang on. I have to adjust my boner in my pants. That's a bit!
Oh, we'll make it count, all right. As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood.
Angie, you forgot a comma in your chat message. You forgot a comma in your chat message. You forgot a comma.
But she's unfazed by your onslaught.
Yeah.
Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Okay.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Damn right. Strike at her heart, head on.
If that's your plan, then that's your plan. You push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum.
I'm sorry.
Your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard.
Is it me or do they look fucking huge from this angle?
Pull it out. We'll try a different angle. No, we can do this. Just keep pushing. We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Keep pushing!
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes, you finally get it, don't you?
Lie. I do.
Yes, you're right. We don't even need to talk about it.
Whoa!
Balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. We're fine! But you barely have enough time to notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours. Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor. I said we're fine. I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened. You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it. It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
You forgot this.
She's so kind.
She tosses it at your feet.
Aren't we jumping the gun here a little? We each died once, that doesn't mean we're immortal. Were you being metaphorical when you said nothing exists outside of us? There's more to this world than just the cabin. I saw trees and everything on my way here. Actually, I think I'm done fighting you. I don't think this is healthy for either of us. Pick up the blade and attack her again.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow. Wait, does that mean we're dead? Or rather, about to be dead? As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and it's over. It's finally over.
No, it's not. We're just getting started.
But it is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that.
I love the duality of chat. I really don't like that description. Oh, it's so hot! Like, bro.
Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
Hell yeah. Get up!
Wait, no, that can't be right.
Oh, yes it is.
Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive.
Ha! I told you. I told you this wasn't over.
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine.
No, she's dead. She has to be... No! Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we?
Oh, man!
I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet.
You know what to do. Again!
But she came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that?
For the thrill of the fight!
All of you need to settle down. This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all. Oh, we just missed her heart. Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over. Well, I guess I had it wrong. You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything? I never said I knew everything.
Attack her again.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage.
And then we get up.
Hell yeah! Get up!
Yes.
Fish, you need to chill out.
That was a good one. More.
Slay the princess.
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes
Oh my
she
God,
tears through you
ew!
before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment. And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
But he doesn't answer the voice. He'll never answer. He's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is...
What is this place?
Did we do this?
Huh.
They
I
made
didn't
it to
think we
the
had
end
it in
this
us.
time.
But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right.
It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
The princess stumbles and her body slumps.
I feel so
tired.
Oh, there she goes. This is the best ending. I don't need to see the other ones. Yeah, man. You don't get the chance to respond. Memory
She's
returns.
Where does she... Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's the end for you, but not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Screw that. This can't be the end. It just can't.
Approach the mirror. Well, that's ending number 3 for us. I'm calling that one... I don't know what to call that one. Coom Eternal. As you reach forward, they're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but now you need to see what's in it. Ooh, we're different again. You've withered. Interesting. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Whee! She's gonna have horns this time. Calling it. Approach her.
I am a
Yep.
growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. Ooh.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be, but that doesn't make any of them less special.
Interesting. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Let's start without taking the blade with us. The second, like, we've only not taken the blade on the second go through, and we don't know what happens.
You're here.
Sweet! I've always wanted to off a monarch.
That's the spirit. You make your way up. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go. Ignore him.
Proceed.
The interior of the blade.
No blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
It feels different this time.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I continue quietly.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
We should kill her with our hands.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
They're describing her far differently this time, too. It's almost as if she knows our approach immediately. Right?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Is she playing She's not acting cold like last time. Yeah, exactly, Straw. Let's talk a bit.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
Give us a real name, princess.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
It's the same kind of line, but the delivery is different.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
What?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
I'm going to keep you locked away. Sorry, but I can't trust you. Just doesn't add up. I'm gonna get you out of here. Don't make me regret this. Examine the chains. Can I examine them without speaking? I'm going to examine the chains. I'm gonna get her out.
Only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
She isn't proposing snapping her arm off this time, like last time, but what did I do to make that different?
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Never mind.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
A different delivery than last time.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
I've got no blade!
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is someone else here?
Let me out of here!
Your shouts and pleas are, I'll repeat myself.
Okay, return.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Her delivery is still totally different. Do you think it's random? Just to fuck with our head, maybe?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She bends raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with a determination.
This is the worst route!
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike,
Do we kill her?
it's now.
I kinda wanna kill this one!
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I kinda wanna kill this one, guys! I don't know! Last time we tried to free her, we ended up stabbing her. Ooh. We haven't properly killed her before. I'm gonna kill her.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back.
And we're dead.
Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
I'm not so sure.
Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
What happened to her?
Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Slay the princess.
So your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees.
We can still turn this around.
We could run away. Or we've never ran away. We've never given up after attempting the job. You guys want to try and finish? I'm up for any of these, because like it said there's only 6 endings, but not gonna lie, I'm guessing that there's a lot of shit that can happen that's different before the endings. Like I don't know, man. I see a few runs. We could finish the job. I feel like we have a better chance this time around of killing her without dying ourselves. I'm gonna go for it.
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive?
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen?
Okay, no, this is
I
deja
have a
vu.
duty to stay. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job.
Different line, but the same type of thing.
You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
We killed each other, but differently.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you.
Is it me, or is her hair like... Was it up last time?
You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it,
You guys are stupid.
you're sorely
The beginning
mistaken.
said that there's no bad choices.
One way or another.
Remember.
I'll make sure you pay for this.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The witch.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure
Opportunist.
we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Our new voice in our head is the opportunist, because last time we went for her after she lowered our guard when we said we were gonna free her. That's why. It's much, much different.
Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
This is more than deja vu. Proceed. Who cares?
A warning. She will lie.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
He's a manipulator. We have a manipulator in our head. He's like, don't worry. We'll do it.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Chat, blade or no blade? Blade or no blade? I say no blade.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
Hang on, you said gambling is... Hang on, no. I need to set some shit straight. You say gambling is rigged, there's only 30% chance to gain rocks? I'm gonna fact check this. I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. I'm gonna fact check this. Give me 1 second. Dictator? I'm literally about to fix it if it is rigged, so hang on. Commands. Loyalty. How do I check this shit? Modules. Where is it? Gamble minigame preferences. So if you get above 50. Oh, no. You seem to be mistaken. Actually, you see, it has a low chance for you to get return, but in turn for that, ooh, hang on. Maybe I will buff it a bit, but okay. Tell you what. I would make it a lot more fine-tuned if possible, but I can't do that. So I tell you what. Thinking real hard. I'm not sure if I want to buff it or not. By the way, if you get 99 or 100, you get times 10 what you put in, by the way. I'm not sure if you knew that. That's what that is. I'll buff the reward pool. Because I want you to know I can't do like 0.5 like points gained back. It has to be like single integers. So what I'm gonna do is it's still gonna be half chance you lose it, but if you get above 75, you'll get 3 times what you put in. How does that sound? That sound good?
The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I'm thinking a lot about the symbolism here. This time it's dirty, but also natural. She's gonna be an animal.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
Oh, you.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Yeah.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Oh, look at her.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
Well, now I'm wondering why that one time when we tried real hard to free her, she just became even more trapped. That was really weird. And then we were trapped with her. And then we ended up free. What does that mean?
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I should remember you having
She's
a
got colon 3. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
The only mistake I ever made was thinking you would help me. And I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Okay.
Well, that leaves us at a stalemate.
But unfortunately, I need you if I'm ever going to leave this place.
We both died last time. Can't bygones be bygones?
You were the one who stabbed me in the back when I was still in chains. A dirty little thing like you doesn't get to decide when all is fair.
I get the sense that you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
I didn't bring my blade down, remember? How am I gonna get you out of those chains?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little...
She mirrored us.
A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Why do I have a nagging feeling you're gonna stab me in the back if I try and help you out of here?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event.
She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine.
Chat, what the fuck is
Destruction
wrong
in
with
her
you?
nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
She's literally free. Let's leave with her.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling.
Oh,
You're the one
fuck.
that lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
It's not gooning if she's just a pretty lady. It would be gooning if I was exclusively swooning just when she had big boobies in the last ending, but that's not what I'm doing, so I'm not a gooner, guys. Explaining why, ideologically speaking, I am not a gooner.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
I trust you.
That's right, you're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like.
Was she scratching the number of days she waited under her arms? I don't know if you noticed the whole wild theme or the fuzzy tail. That's arm hair. I thought that was pretty obvious.
You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
This is a very gory game, and it isn't crazy of me to think she did that. Last run she enjoyed getting stabbed. Well, then you'd also know that the only colors that appear in this game are during blood and gore and whatnot, and her arms were lines. And also, if you looked at the lines on her arms, they actually continued after her arm stops, implying that they are, like, a hair. You can go back and look at that, but, like, they're not... The lines continue after her arm ends. So...
Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not.
It's what keeps us alive.
Interesting.
And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
The voice in our head always parallels the princess in the second run. But the opportunist... Not the opportunist, the contrarian, I guess, just made her contradict herself. Always. Which makes sense when you think about it. It's a very interesting way for that to go, though. But then what about the skeptic? The skeptic is really interesting to me. Because she was just kind of locked up more. Weird.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
My back! We could have gotten out of here if we just trusted each other.
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you.
It's not like I had an option to leave without her. I mean, I'm guessing if I picked the choice to leave without her, the moment I'd turned my back, she would have just came and got me because she wasn't chained anymore.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. World could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
No matter what, I just keep these hearts in my eyes every time she says something.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Bye-bye.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's gonna be okay. You always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now. If he thinks it's bad.
I don't care. I don't care. Approaches the mirror. Let's see what we're like this time. You've unraveled. Here we go. Approach her. Let's see how she looks.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
If this is the last stage before your completion, I'm not going back. I'm going to stay here forever if I have to. How many more vessels?
1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Okay. I'm gonna stay here forever.
You have already chosen to walk along this path, and we both know you will see it to completion. But if you need more time, then I will wait with you.
This game is confusing. Not if you were here from the beginning. Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Okay. Oh! The game closed. What? That's a new one. Huh. Okay. I open it back up. Huh. I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't expecting that.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Oh, that's kind of sweet, actually. I'm ready.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Play Nubby's Number Factory? Sorry? 1 second. Nubby's Number Factory. Holy shit. Add to library instantly.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Alright. Here we go again!
You're on a path. You're here.
We're going to
We'll
actually
make
kill
your
her
way
like normal.
We're not going to ignore
We're gonna kill her. Kill her properly. We still haven't done that. It's time to do
interior
it.
of the cat blade. You take the...
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs, and she's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
So she immediately takes this approach based on if we take the knife or not. How does she know? Nuh-uh.
Then drop the knife.
We should. Don't you dare. It's fine.
Tighten my grip.
You ignore the trembling.
You poor...
You step forward.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it.
She's unarmed.
Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you
What?
attempt to run
Okay,
her
so this is
through.
the same as last time.
A moment of distraction and hesitate. It feels... Holy shit, though she's unarmed. The shock of your blade slashes through. We can still turn this...
This happened. Give up.
Are you serious? As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground, uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her. The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken.
Oh my god!
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff. And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Sorry.
Everything goes dark.
Sorry.
And you die.
Sorry. The tower.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to...
Okay, let's go.
A warning. Before she will lie, we might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation.
Yes.
She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Right? Oh, finally, this one gets it!
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Oh, I want to pledge so hard.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world.
Proceed.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Interesting visual symbolism. Is she gonna be some impossible... Oh god. Is she gonna be some giantess shit? Is someone gonna beat off to this section like for the wrong reasons?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
No blade.
No blade this time. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed.
Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter.
Let's see it. How's she gonna
The
sound?
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Here it comes.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Christ!
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed.
I don't think a knife is gonna help much.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Dude, he's just like me. Voice of the Broken is just like me.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around
Interesting.
her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
We're gonna end up dead like last time, though. That's how it works.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me.
Holy shit.
How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
Oh, sorry.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
Whoa!
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And yet here you are again. This time groveling at my feet. What a wretched sight. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first. You're the only one I trust to deal with her.
Then you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then, and there's nothing we can do to stop her now.
He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
It finally set in. You can't kill her. Not without her killing you too. It's impossible. That's the whole deal. I tried to follow the rules last time, and it either gets you to the voice of the bold or this one. So we'll just have to see what happens next time when we leave her there. You're supposed to end the world, or I don't think I can refuse her. Sorry.
Are you serious? Just don't say anything. How hard can it be to not say anything?
You haven't felt her angelic fingers run along the edges of your mind. You haven't felt her nails dig into your thought.
He gets it. You're supposed to end the world.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
He's so right! What would you have me do?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can.
It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
He gets it!
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake.
She said my name!
Deserving of a song that can echo for
She said
eternity.
wake, guys! She said wake! She's awake!
The song of you,
being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
She even said the S word. You can't make this shit up.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
My bad.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest.
Dude.
Perhaps.
Dude.
Or a pet.
You can't make it up. Also, I just realized, do you think maybe this works as reverse symbolism? Maybe the previous run where I'm literally dead and under her feet can be used as symbolism for what's going on right now? You feel me? Like it could be equally applicable both ways. I think that's really interesting if that's the case. I'm yours to command. Pledge yourself to her.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm the one who bought the game.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
You say that like we can even kill her!
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No.
Dude!
It used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
I hope I didn't accidentally just skip something. Is there a way to view? Is she talking about you? Okay, we didn't miss anything. Good.
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
I think he's beginning to get it too.
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Oh.
Break my chains.
Okay.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon. All you need to do is believe it's been done.
And what if I don't believe? What happens then?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart.
It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever.
Please, don't do this.
But I really wanna! I have to!
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good.
Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
The last little bit of my consciousness watching my social life.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Okay. Holy shit. This is my new favorite game. But you did not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we
Voice of the
try and find
Broken
her?
is gonna be so sad.
Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
He's gonna be so sad.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful...
This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
Alright. You approach the mirror. Gaze. Let's see what's become of us in the process of all of this. I wonder what we are. You're nothing at all. Okay, now the question is, does the mirror change based on ending? Or is it based on progression towards the end? But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and you see it. It's a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image and the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Others like you. You've said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Oh? Do you have anything to say for yourself? For all of this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
I'm sorry, is chat talking about fucking the Mirror Crow right now? After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
I have so many questions for you.
Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me.
Holy shit, okay, we might be actually limited. The people out there beyond the walls, do they know about this?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is given them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
I don't know what any of this means. Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. I'm not gonna say that. I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? No, it won't. Are you part of me, or are you something else? Do you know about the looping?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me.
As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them that you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. And for all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me, I can tell you for a fact that I'm right. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
This isn't about the story of the princess on the hill. There's something greater going on here. Oh shit! This game goes so much deeper. Oh shit! Why are you suddenly being so open?
Her nature is to become what others perceive her to be. If you actually knew what she was, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought could have instantly ended the entire world.
Oh! That's why she changes when we pick up the knife. It's because we believe she's something to be killed, and then she immediately becomes cold, and when we try to fight her, she becomes competent. Because we believe her to be. Interesting. Do we decide that we're going to destroy her or not, Chad? Obviously, we're not gonna, right? Rest easy. I'm gonna destroy her.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with a newfound clarity. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. Whoa! Okay.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I have missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or Will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Without end, stories have no meaning. Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions, and I need answers before I make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten,
That's not what I meant!
then so be it.
Hello?
You are nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. A dog blind to its leash.
Yeah?
But there is no light without the dark.
Why is she still like this?
When I proclaimed my godhood and offered you a place at my side, you gladly became the instrument of my new creation.
Sure did.
Only with both of us is there a future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into being.
Address the vessel's statement directly. Appeal to your shared humanity. Reject her authority. Argue your independence. Reject her perspective. Address directly. Submitting to you was a mistake. No, we're consumed by your own ego. I miss when that was you.
My threads, like yours, are unbroken. She is me as much as I was her.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. I move and you react and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
The change is to hold the potential to rise above. Interesting. I really like this kind of reflection. And I also like how they're peeling back the whole, oh, it's a loop, stuff doesn't matter. They're making it all come back and they're judging you on it. And I think that's fucking fantastic. Argue your independence, reject her. Address directly. With time we could have been better. I already had come so far. What more is there for me to see? If there's no endings, there are no limits. There are no limits. There's no difference between growth and decay. I guess so.
Meaning lies in experience, and experience lies in contrast. Abandoning one's search is not the same as losing the capacity to discover. I am contrast itself. To reject me is to reject the shape of everything. Do not use words to reduce that which your eyes know to be irreducible.
I'm sorry, is this a fight? Am I mistaken?
The sensation of bleeding and sweating and breaking and mending and dying and living comes back in vivid color. You feel the shame of 100 deaths and the pride of 100 conquests. All of the peaks and valleys weaving themselves into a single tapestry, free of beginning and free of end. Do you remember when we killed each other with such fervent passion that death itself no longer sat on our shoulders?
Yeah. It was beautiful!
It was. Triumph does not exist without defeat. Birth does not exist without death. It is through conflict that we create beauty.
To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. By believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck.
I understand. It's not that she contains death or that she'll kill everything. The princess is a metaphor or is literally the concept of death itself, which is why there's no way to defeat her, as death is inevitable. That makes complete and total sense.
Bound for eternity, you saw the need for impermanence, and it was through that need that you carved our freedom.
Also engineered, the giant one was the first one.
Without impermanence, the suffering of living things is infinite. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark?
She is more of the concept of change? I don't think so, but also shut the fuck up if you know more about this game than me, because let me come to my conclusions as I play it. That's an if, though. If this is you blindly seeing this, then disregard that. They'll get over it.
Or, in time, would they see it as a curse?
I really like how the only one that had the option to be like, I liked when you were like that, was the one that, where it's like complete submission. Without change, there is no death. Yeah, I guess so. Things are always changing, though. Like the words that come out of my mouth. As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I never wanted to fight you. But how do we leave?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled, and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
You do! All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Yay! This isn't cosmic horror. This is a cosmic love story.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. And I didn't even see all of the game here. You guys should buy this game immediately and play it. You and she step forward into the 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you always have been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear, and you and she are finally home. This is so sweet. Wait, this is the first real ending. There's 5 more of these. There's 5 more. All right. Guys, do you want me to stream this again tomorrow? Or would you rather buy the game? Just kidding. I know all of you are broke. I'll probably do one more stream tomorrow of this game before popping onto something else. But I'm not going to 100% it. I want you guys to buy and play this game. But this is like as good a stopping point as possible. Definitely. Day shift at Freddy's. Oh, look at them. Here's a track order for a playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can... They made me a playlist? They made me a playlist! These people are so cool! Oops. And now that you've finished the full story for the first time, you've also unlocked the gallery. You can access it from the main and in-game menus under the Memories tab. It's full of clues that will help you find undiscovered vessels and interactions. Happy hunting! Join the Discord, join the mailing list, join the subreddit, follow them somewhere else, make your playlist, play other game, return to main menu. Dude, this game, absolutely fantastic. I just clicked make your playlist. It opened my browser. It's launching Spotify. It brought me to the soundtrack. Dude, what the fuck? This is awesome! Are you spoiled for Graveyard Shift at Freddy's? No. Guys, buy this game. Holy fuck. Return to main menu. Quit. Did that all in one sitting? That was fucking cool. That was so fucking cool. What if that was all determined from the first run I did? You ever notice how in the first run I did, there was no princess? No singular one, at least? That's really interesting to think about, isn't it? What if the entire fabric of my run was torn up from the beginning and you don't even do loops like that, or in that kind of way normally? What if the nature of the princess itself is different? It's so... it could be so much different. It's probably not that crazy, but like... Wow. That is a good game. Fuck. Fuck. How much is this? How much is this? How much is this? How much is the game? It's on sale. $14. I'm gonna stream it again tomorrow. Buy this game. Good night, everybody.